from the United Citizens Against Corruption. It's me, our ambassadors. His name is Elvis Davis, Ishmael Ensa, Ishmatu Kalon, and John Monu Kamara. They are from different schools. Ishmatu is currently in College of Medicine, and these guys are from different secondary schools. They are serving as ambassadors of the CAC. The United Citizens Against Corruption was created to help raise awareness on corruption-related matters. Since this is the International Month of Fraud Awareness, we have chosen Government Rokel to be our first place of contact this year to raise awareness on fraud. But can anybody in this group, this assembly, tell us really what fraud is? What do we mean by fraud? Anybody? Okay. I was not really expecting somebody to come directly and tell me exactly what fraud is, because that is something that we hardly discuss about in Sierra Leone. But all of us, in one way or the other, suffer from it. So fraud is the intentional misrepresentation of a material fact to induce somebody to act upon it at his or her own detriment. What does that mean? That's a very long definition. What does it really mean? Most of you are Android phone users, and you are there always, people forwarding to you, hey, here is Australia visa. Ladies, you go to Australia. How many of you have not seen that? How many of you have not seen it? The majority of us have seen it on our phones. Okay? They'll tell you there is 30 GB for TikTokers. You've seen that as well. At the end of the day, they will end up telling you to share it to as many groups as you can so you can get your prize. That is an attempt for fraudsters to get your personal details. And they will use it against you at the time when you don't even care. So, that type of fraud is called phishing. It's when somebody uses a very attractive message, like 30 GB. We know how things are in Sierra Leone. Everybody wants to go on the internet or wants to get it free. So when they will use the word 30 GB, and then you want to connect directly to it, they ask you for your name, your date of birth, and a host of all that personal information, and you give it out to somebody. I am pretty sure even among our teachers, among us here, somebody else might have fallen victim to a certain body who called and said, I am Mr. Koroma. You don't get job from X, Y, and Z company. The person will call your name, your address, and everything. How do you think they will get all of those messages? How do you think somebody will call you and tell you where you live, your personal information? That was gotten by the activities you perform on the internet. And then currently today we also have one type of fraud called Ponzi scheme. It's an investment scheme where somebody will pretend to be an investor and tells you, invest small money in my business and I in turn will give you a lot of money that you can imagine. We have companies today who are operating in Sierra Leone right now, who are operating in the nature of a Ponzi scheme. I won't call their names, but most of you know them. They will tell you you've gotten a scholarship from Malaysia University, but the only way you can do is for you to register 2.5. When you give your 2.5, it's free. They will never get back to you. Never. It is called, they have this, is it center, global center for something. Okay? So please, we are here to talk to you because each loans that you lose as a Sierra Leonean is a blow to the economy. And we don't want this to continue to happen. Even though our main line of discussion is corruption, but today we decided to talk to you about fraud. This time that has been given to us is very short, but we want people from your school to serve as ambassadors who will be trained on our social media platform, WhatsApp, who will be trained on what corruption is, the type of corruptions, and they in turn will come and talk to their friends in the assembly, teach them. Because the more we continue to talk to our friends about corruption, the lesser they will intend to involve. The exam malpractices that happen, that itself is a fraud. It's an academic fraud that all of us should strive very hard to stop in our nation. Because if I commit an academic fraud and my name is shown up, it won't only affect me, it will affect every Ghanaian, it will affect every Sierra Leonean who wants to apply for a job outside of Sierra Leone. So that's the more reason why all of us must see fraud of any type as a threat to national development. So because we don't have enough time, I'm Mr. Kane and I will be talking to Mr. Kane to give me a list of your best students to serve as ambassadors for us in our platform, so that we'll continue to educate you on corruption and fraud. And then you will serve as ambassadors here to teach your brothers and sisters. If anybody has a question, I have less time. Any question? Any question? If I am going to Alright, thank you so very much, Mr. Kamisa. Because of time, I will respond to your question right away. Being an ambassador is a free program. It's our voluntary service. These guys are paying their transport to come to your school without even you knowing it. So we expect the same thing from you. It's national service, yeah? Thank you.
Together, we'll fight corruption and defeat it with one vote.